16. Please help us welcome Gayla Ungerer. Is filled with the most beautiful jewelers. It makes me miss the Midwest. I love California. It's a fun place to live, but I gotta tell you, man, there's something about the Minnesota girls and the Midwest. And I want to thank you for having me here tonight. I am over the moon excited to be here and share with you. What I want you to know too, though, is that Shauna Clark has been my mentor in this business for 16 years. And you know, that's important. And she's wonderful. I want to tell you something. Find someone you admire outside of your 10-10-10 and become an accountability partner with that person, because you need it. You need the encouragement. You need the ideas, and Shauna has been that to me for 16 years, and I want to thank her for that tonight and for having me here. But I have Peter play a song for you. It's called No Limits. No limits, we'll reach for the stars. Have you heard the song? You know, no valley too deep, no mountain too high. How many of you have heard that song before? It's a great song. I recommend you put it on your iPod and go out and walk to it. Okay, and I'm telling you, I want you to think about what that song means, because the first time I heard it, picture this. I am at the softball fields with my daughter. She's played competitive since she was 10. And here's all these 10-year-old softball little girls, and they are sitting in this green field waiting to take the field. And the song No Limits is blasting through the entire complex. And you could see all of these little girls, and they were filled with anticipation. They were filled with enthusiasm of what that season was going to bring for them. And they all wanted to be on a winning team. Don't we all want to be on a winning team? And so I am here tonight to share with you, ladies and your honeys, about living a life with no limits. About living a life expecting great results in your business. Expecting great results in your business. Having an attitude of gratitude and realizing that you have the answer that so many women in Minnesota and Wisconsin are looking for. And I talked last night to our area leadership, and I want you to know, all of you sitting here today, you are in a transition time in our company. The baton has been passed. We were in a leadership meeting last week in Dallas with the senior leaders, and Tim Horner stood up and he said, you know what? This second generation that Andy's been talking about for 26 years is here. And all of us in this room are having to take that baton and continue the heritage of this awesome company. And so I just want you to know I have a quote for you tonight, and this is going to be really, really part of what I'm talking about. And it's from Maxwell. You won't be able to write it down. I just really want you to just marinate in this. Marinate in this. Just sit there. Don't try to write this down. I'll email it to Shauna. We'll put it on our website. The individual whose attitude causes him to approach life from an entirely positive perspective is someone who can be called a no-limit person. In other words, this person does not accept the normal limitations of life as most people do. She is determined to walk to the very edge of her potential before ever accepting defeat. Isn't that good? You know, we are in a no limits business. There is never going to be someone tell you, quit doing the home shows and making all that money. Quit sharing a life-altering business with other people. You have too big of a downline. You have too great of an influence. This is a no-limits business. And you can be you. That's the best part. You look around this room. We have every age group. We have every... You know what I love about this business? It's the great equalizer. Have you ever thought about this? You can have whatever success means to you, and it is not based on how you were brought up in. It is not based on where you went to college or if you went to college. Every single one of us has a no-limit business right in front of us. And I want to tell you, I have a vision this evening, and I'm going to paint the picture for you. Are you ready? Yep. I'm going to paint it for you and insist that you jump into the framework. I want you to shrug off all limitations that you have placed on yourself up until tonight. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the right car. I don't live in the right house. I don't know the right people. We are going to shrug off every limitation that you have ever placed on yourself. Because, did you know that God loves you just how you are? Just think about that. He loves you just how you are. But you know what the second part of that is? Sarah, he loves you just as you are, but he's too much to leave you as you are. He's got a plan for your life, girlfriend. He's going to put you on that potter's wheel. He's going to mold you into the person he wants you to be. And this business is going to allow you to be that person. If you don't believe me, look at Colossians 3:23. That is a great scripture for you to go to and read that. You know what I started doing recently is putting verses on index cards. And when I would grow weary or when I would get tired, I would pull out those index cards. Because God's promises are forever. And we are built on a company of biblical principles. He expects our best. He expects our best. And in order for you to be your best, you will have to do things that you've never done before. You're going to have to stretch that comfort zone to be the person that He created you to be. Okay? And I have a quote for you, and you can write this one down. Because it's on my refrigerator because we have 3 weeks till the cruise. You cannot possess what you are unwilling to pursue. I tell people all the time, this business can be whatever you want it to be. Well, if you need to make $2,000 a month so you can send your baby to college, you can do that. You can do that in this business. But sometimes you will have to do things you've never done before. Like Shauna said, I've just finished my 16th year in Premier. And about 16 and a half years ago, exactly, it was in August, I went to a jewelry show, much like all of you here. And I was 3 months pregnant with my baby. And I sat on that sofa. Now, for all of you guys in the room, and by the way, thank you for coming. You are precious. But why in the world do you tell us when we walk out the door, don't buy anything? Did anyone get that the first time we went to the show? Keith said, honey, you can go to that show, but don't buy anything. Well, you know what? I went to that show, and I had never witnessed anything like this. And I'm just telling you, it was like sharks circling bait around that jewelry table. And I just watched. There's only 4 women there. Kathy Allen was the jeweler. A lot of you know her. And I'm telling you, I saw women shopping under the influence of other women, and I thought, game on. And I was a waitress at Outback Steakhouse at the time, and to me, that looked like a lot more fun than doing dishes and serving food. And, you know, if you've ever waitressed before, you know that's a lot of work, right? And so I told her, I just marched right up to Kathy, and I said to her, I think I could sell this jewelry. And you know what she said to me? Yes, you can. You can. And you know what she probably wanted to do right then? Sign me up, Deb. She wanted to sign me up. But I want to tell you how smart that woman is. When I said to her, as soon as I have this baby, I will become a jewelry lady, she did not stalk me. She did not try to convince me that, now is the time. And we do kind of do that because we have that sense of urgency, right? But I want to tell you something. Had she done that to me, I probably would have went the other way. I'm sure the Lord told her, don't stop this lady or she's going to jump off that line. And the day I had that, 3 days after the baby came, I signed my contract. And I will never forget when she walked into my little ranch home in Olathe, Kansas. Now, I got to just tell you, we were just like most families, paycheck to paycheck. I would work the shifts to make it up so we could make the house payment. There was no extra money in the Unger household. She came traipsing in with a Baby Gap box. Now, who shops at the Baby Gap but people who have money? And I'm a Walmart girl. And I just thought, would you believe, Nancy, I still have the dress she bought Mason. A green and white striped dress. I know that's not really part of the training, but I just want you to know. I kept that dress. It meant so much to me, and we laugh about it now. I tell her, I go, you signed me up when I was hormonal. That's illegal. And we have a brand new baby here tonight, and if you've had a baby, you know what you're feeling 3 days in. That milk comes in, you're about to die. And I am signing. But I want to tell you something. We had 11 amazing years in Kansas City, and that's where I'm from. That will always be home. My heart will always be in the Midwest. But we moved to California, it's 5 years now, 5 years ago, and I want to pick up there and tell you a story. Will you come with me on this little journey? 5 years ago, I load up. Literally, we had a black Tahoe and a red Saab convertible. 2 kids and 2 dogs. And out of Kearney, drove up to Kearney, Nebraska, and headed out 80 to Roseville, California. Roseville, California. I am telling you, if you don't know where that is, it's kind of outside of Sacramento. It's like you can see the Sierras from my house, Lake Tahoe-ish. It's a lovely little community. It's about 120,000 people. But Keith and I today, we just go, what were we thinking? I mean, Darla, Keith did not have a job. I had 1 show on my calendar. So here I am. I landed in a town where I know 1 person. I didn't know the highway system, so I got a GPS. I did not know any neighbors, so I joined a bunco team. Okay, I'd never played bunco. But here's what I want you to think about tonight. Where you are tonight at this point, especially if you're a new jeweler, or maybe you're out of bookings, or maybe you don't have any direction, this is for you. Because when I moved to California, I knew 1 person, my realtor. I was not a 6 diamond. They didn't know what a 6 diamond was. They didn't care about any of that stuff. I was a brand new jeweler. So if you are here tonight and you are a brand new jeweler and you're wondering, how do you do this? Where do you find bookings? That's where I was. And that's what I really want to talk to you about.